All right, let's talk about one of the very first things you learn in any Mandarin class. It's a phrase that's in every single textbook, but it's also a myth. Today, we're going to bust it wide open. So here it is, the big question. Do people in China really walk around saying ni hao ma to each other? As a casual, how's it going kind of thing? The answer is probably not what you think.
The short answer is a big, resounding no. Almost never. I love this quote from Leo, a Mandarin lecturer, who says it's like walking into a Starbucks and asking the barista, "How do you do?" I mean, you could, but it's just weird, right? It's way too formal and completely out of place.
Okay, so let's get into the why. Why is this phrase drilled into our heads if it's not actually used in daily conversation? Well, it all boils down to a really interesting cultural difference in how we even think about that question.
This slide really lays it all out. In a lot of Western cultures, how are you isn't really a question. It's a greeting ritual, right? It's just another way to say hello. You're supposed to say, good, you, even if you're having the worst day of your life. But in Chinese culture, ni hao ma is a literal, genuine question. If you ask it, they assume you're looking for a real update, that you're showing actual concern.
And because it's taken so literally, dropping this question into a casual chat can actually create a little bit of awkwardness or even alarm. It can feel like you've just pressed the panic button in the middle of a perfectly normal conversation.
Just imagine this for a second. You're walking down the street, feeling fine, and a friend just blurts this out. Your mind immediately starts racing, right? You're thinking, wait, why are they asking? Do I look sick? Did something bad happen? Did they hear some awful news about me that I don't know yet? It just completely changes the vibe from casual to concerned.
This quote just nails it. Using ni hao ma out of the blue can feel just as direct and just as serious as sending a text that says, "Hey, just checking in, are you emotionally stable today?" It has a certain weight to it that just doesn't fit in with everyday small talk.
So, if we're throwing ni hao ma out the window for our daily greetings, what on earth are we supposed to say instead? Well, let's get into the real art of Chinese small talk.
I just love this way of thinking about it. Real Chinese small talk isn't about direct questions. It's way more subtle. It's about looking around, observing the situation, and commenting on the context. You notice things.
Now, if you want the #1 undisputed champion of Chinese greetings, this is it. Qi fan le ma, or have you eaten yet? This is the real how are you. It shows you care about their well-being, and it works pretty much any time of day. And fun fact, the standard answer is usually, yep, I've eaten, whether you have or not. It's the new ritual you need to learn.
Here's another great technique. Just state the obvious. Seriously, if you see your neighbor with their coat on, you can just say, "Going out?" Or if you see them carrying shopping bags, "Ah, went shopping?" It might feel a little strange in English, but it's a super common and friendly way of just acknowledging someone and starting a little interaction.
And of course, there's the old reliable, the one that works in pretty much every culture on the planet, the weather. You really can't go wrong with a simple, "Wow, it's so hot today." It's a safe, easy, and totally normal way to kick off a quick chat.
And finally, maybe the easiest and nicest way to start talking to someone, just give them a compliment. "Hey, I love your phone case," or "That's a nice haircut." It's simple, it's warm, and let's be honest, who doesn't like getting a nice compliment?
Now, after everything I've just said, you might be thinking, okay, so I should just delete ni hao ma from my brain forever. Well, not so fast. There are actually a few very specific situations where it's not just okay to use, but it's actually the perfect thing to say.
So here are the 3 big ones. First, when you run into a friend you haven't seen in forever, a "Wow, long time no see, how are you?" is totally natural. Second, when you know someone is actually going through something tough, like a recent breakup or an illness, asking then shows you genuinely care. And finally, in formal writing, like an email to a professor or a business contact, it's completely appropriate. Just, don't use it on the person you buy your morning coffee from.
So let's wrap this all up into your new and improved small talk toolkit. The main takeaway is this. Ni hao ma is for serious situations, not your everyday hi. Your new go-to moves are to observe what's happening around you, ask if they've eaten yet, or, hey, when in doubt, just give a nice compliment.
So there you have it, the real story behind ni hao ma. It's such a great reminder that language is always so much more than just words on a page, right? It's all about culture and context, which makes me wonder, what's your go-to way to start a conversation in any language you know? I'd love to hear it. Thanks for tuning in.